There's now a part of life involving so much confusion I can barely explain concisely and intellectually. How disrupting and gosh darn disgusting an object in outer space has gotten in less than 30 years I've been alive. Encouraged by those who are behaviorally dominant, restrictive, controlling, and who set forth limits, now they are silent about in silence. Involving devices and objects with light and energy and internet and applications and websites, causing smell and biopsychology to have so much complexity and no gender. And almost no free speech. Within these conditions humans cause, not while they're looking at another human, interacting with another human in the world, but what they're doing with electricity, energy, and light. Pornography, Twitter, TikTok, videos about politics, hormones and pheromones everywhere. And meanwhile, no freedom with these parts of life dominated by these humans who no longer consider these parts of their human body and brain separate from their internet and energy and light and electricity. In other words, humans are living in a world causing disruption, confusion, and disarray, and saying not to be emotional, controlling and restricting other humans, making them attempt to solve what they're doing with their scents, perfumes, pheromones and hormones, faces, eyes. Not involving two humans or a group of humans and another group of humans, but a device and object they use and then interact on an object in outer space. After looking at pornography, after looking at a friend's Meta and Twitter post, emotional and stinky, smelly, sweating, with other humans who have nothing to do with them, they, and their decision making. However, dominated by them, they, and their choices. On an earth with no gender. but arguing about health and medicine, longevity and vitality. They learn about with the information they read and see and notice and observe and look at on their objects, devices, tablets, cell phones and computers and laptops, and quantum computers. Including the attention disruption and awareness disarray, and repeating explanation for human anarchy. Doctors and surgeons and psychologists and psychiatrists and neuropsychology and neuropsychiatrists don't talk about, unless they're giving a lecture about what they talk about with their doctorates. All I can give as an example to compare to what I'm explaining has to do with baseball cards. A human walking around staring at their baseball cards, similar to a human on their phone with stimulation. To go meet another human, maybe to go trade their baseball cards. A person walking around with a doll, a Barbie, a G.I. Joe. And lastly, a human in a pornographic magazine. "40 years ago called Hustler, Penthouse, and Playboy. Humans now see on their phone whenever they're bored and lacking the stimulation and reward they demand. Working tirelessly on software updates and engineering to end climate change for all those families and babies and children who will eventually grow up in this world I'm describing now. There's no easy way to describe how hard finding another human to date has gotten in outer space. Never knowing, are they interested in me or who they're talking to on their device, or are they meeting them on a date they met on the internet and simply already stimulated? Does their smells have to do with me, or does the smells have to do with them, they, and their picture on the internet? Story about the information they think about intelligently on their light and energy. However, they never hesitate to raise their pride flag and all of the other dominant objects in outer space, burning their country's flag out of emotion for what the United States of America has done to them, their friends and families. On no gender earth. but enjoying their freedom and dominance nonetheless. Yelling and screaming about their dominant, brilliant genius.